Hey y'all, it's your girl Nellyville, and y'all know I had to come back because every time I think we're getting to the end of this story about this Jane Doe, something else comes out. So the Jane Doe in this case, this Diddy case that Mesha was claiming to be, has finally had to reveal her identity. And so we're gonna talk about that today. As of Friday, I believe it was, yesterday, she came out and had to refile her affidavit using her real identity. And I told you guys this was going to happen in a previous video. As a matter of fact, a couple of my previous videos, I mentioned this because one of the Jane Does already had to reveal her identity last month. So it was only a matter of time before this was going to happen, because it seemed that every Jane and John Doe eventually have to reveal their identity. That's what's been happening. So I knew it was only a matter of time. And this week has been truth telling, baby. So yeah, the lady named the Jane Doe in this case her name is Anna Kane. She was married to Evander Kane. He is an NHL hockey player or whatever, and they end up getting a divorce. And so, yeah, she came out and she had a statement. We're going to look at that. And this is the Wigdor Law Firm Twitter account. And they posted this yesterday. And it's basically saying, what is a statement from her? She said, I had hoped to use a pseudonym in pursuing justice for what happened to me as a teenager. Defendants demanded that I use my name was an attempt to intimidate me, but I am not intimidated. I am prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me. Anna Kane. So you guys see that for yourself. You can go to Wigdor Law Firm Twitter account and you can read this statement yourself. It's there. She's finally out. It is being posted all over the media. If you Google her, you will see that it's her. I'm not going to go back and forth trying to show you images and all that. It's her. It's the woman that was in those images that Mesha claimed to be. Okay? So that's her. This is an image of her. Don't those legs look a little familiar? Those legs look a little familiar. Even though I know it's been years, and I know somebody gonna come in the comments and say, well, you can't say that because this and that and the other. I'm just saying, to me, they look familiar. Anywho, this is the woman who was the Jane Doe this entire time from this case. And I am so glad this is finally out. I'm so glad that she finally revealed her identity. However, I have more to talk about because this woman has a controversial past, especially surrounding her marriage to Evander Kane. And I'm seeing other creators bringing that up because her divorce has been messy, very messy. And for me, I think this is where we draw that thin line of now victim shaming. That's when this come into play. Because what we do know is that Anna Kane, is the woman in that D&G shirt and those images from that affidavit. What we do know is that she was 17 years old at the time. So that means she was underage. And we do know she do have a lawsuit, an active lawsuit. And Wigdor is her attorney. We do know that, right? So why is this lady being victim shamed? People bringing up race cars and all type of stuff on this woman. I'm not going to play that game. See, when it was Mesha, there were so many people saying, you're victim shaming. But I knew that Mesha was not that Jane Doe. And in every video, I showed proof of why she wasn't that Jane Doe. And as you guys can see, she wasn't. And I was telling you guys the truth the entire time. I knew she wasn't. That was plain. It was in plain sight. The evidence was in plain sight. However, now that we know who the victim is in this case, because she revealed her identity, people want to bring up her past with her husband and the things that she did. And I did dig into her past, and I learned a lot about her. And there is some things that are kind of bad, I'm trying to find the right word. It don't look good. But because this woman was 17 years old at the time of her alleged allegations, the things that she did in her adulthood since that incident should not be held against her. Why are people using that and saying, well, look at what's the stuff she's doing? If you show me something she did prior to that incident with Diddy, that alleged incident, because everything in this video is alleged, like I always say, everything in this video is alleged. But if you can show me something that she did prior to that incident at 17 years old with Diddy that would make her, make us question her being truthful, then I'll go with that. But the things that people bringing up about her divorce and the ugly divorce that she's having or had with her husband is irrelevant to her being a victim at 17 years old. So for people to be doing that, now that's when victim shaming is coming into play. Because if those things really did happen that's in that affidavit, do you expect that she would have had a smooth adulthood if those things happened? So for those of you who was saying, well, you taking up for Diddy, or you must be working for him, and all this stuff that y'all said when I, exposed Mesha, now I'm taking up for the real victim or the alleged real victim, okay? You cannot hold against her the things that happened in her marriage. She probably still holding on to all that trauma and really need to seek professional help. And I feel that anything that happened after the incident with Diddy at 17 years old should not even be brought up or talked about at all, period. Because that probably played a huge role, and it was a factor in her marriage and any relationship she had since being an adult. Wouldn't you think that? So why are people bringing up her divorce and the things that she did with her ex-husband and things that she said? They bringing up videos. It haven't even been a good 24 hours and people already is digging into this woman and they talking about race and things like that. That has nothing to do with it. People being so selfish for clicks and views is ridiculous. Extremely selfish. There was the whole point of exposing Mesha so that when the real victim come out, we can support her. She's here now. So I feel that, and it's not just her. It's going to probably be more from what we're hearing. There's other Jane Does and other John Does. Why are you now victim shaming this woman? I don't care about race or any of that at this point. At the time of her alleged incident, she was 17 years old. So why are we talking about her marriage, which is something that happened recently, in the recent years? That has nothing to do with when she was a child. Now show me something she did that was questionable before 17 years old, and even then, you can't even really do that because, again, she was a child. That shouldn't even be brought up. Why are y'all trying to dig and make the lady look bad already? Why? Because I'm not doing that, and I'm not going to play that game. All I wanted to do was expose who was lying, who was telling the truth. Now we see who the real person is in this affidavit, even though we don't know what really happened that day. But she don't have them pictures for nothing. So you got to question, that. You got to question that. That's a huge factor. She didn't just come and say, hey, this happened 20 years ago, but I don't have any evidence. She have images of her in that with him that day. She can prove she was there, unlike a lot of other people that's coming forward. So why are you talking about something that just happened 4-5 years ago or whenever? This lady has probably been damaged, okay? And need professional help and definitely support. Because she's been trying to keep her identity under wraps. And people are saying that it's because of her past, and people will judge her based on the things that she's done with her ex-husband and the way, I don't even understand it. I don't think anybody should judge her for that, because we don't know what's going on with her. If those things that she said if those things in that affidavit are true, what do you expect? What type of woman did you expect her to be? Especially if she's kept that a secret all this time and didn't tell anyone and didn't get professional help. What did you expect? It has nothing to do with race or anything. Y'all just at this point just started, like, it's so many, man, look, y'all can tell from my followers and views, I'm just now getting up here, doing this type of stuff. And honey, Nellyville is not for the BS. I'm not going to take part in it. If I come, it's because I really truly believe something. And we all have rights to our own opinions or whatever. And so I'm not going to say that we don't. But to be digging up this lady's stuff, knowing that more than likely what she said in the affidavit could be true, especially because of the images, it could definitely be true. And more people is leaning towards truth. I think so. Why are we worrying about what happened in her marriage and the things that she did? That's not important. People are so crazy on here. I don't know, man. Look, people are crazy. One thing I want to be is a truth teller and really tell what I feel. And, I don't want to have to call people out and stuff like that. I'm just being honest. Y'all is crazy. Y'all being extremely weird at this point. Leave the lady alone. She haven't even been out long enough for anything. Support her. It has nothing to do with skin color or any of that, in my opinion. Y'all just fanning anything at this point. So at the end of the day, y'all, it is what it is. Anna Kane is the Jane Doe in this case, something we've been waiting on. I figured, it was a white woman. It was not a black woman. It was not Mesha for sure. You could kind of just tell. Like, come on now. So I hope everybody got the answers that they've been looking for. And I hope that people will be in support of this woman instead of bashing her now that we know who she is. And that's what I plan to do. If it's anything that come up, and I talk about this again, it will be in support of her. I don't care what she did since 17 years old. I really don't. I don't care what she did. There's nothing that would make me say anything negative on this woman, because look what she's been through. F is true. And what do you expect? It's all fun and games until it's you or your people. That's why, even in the Mesha situation, I don't know. It's like, you kind of want to bash a little bit, but then you don't want to because you don't know what that girl been through. But it's like, what are you doing? You pretending to be somebody else, and charges could be taken out on you because you pretended to be this woman. I heard people saying, well, that's why she came out, because Mesha was like, that lady ain't stunting no Mesha, okay? That's not why she came out. The judge had already ruled that she would have to reveal her identity months ago. But because a lot of things were still up in question, he did not enforce it. So it was going to happen anyway. It had nothing to do with Mesha. Mesha need to go seek professional help, and she need to take a friend with her. And whoever else is involved in this. And the irresponsible content creators that reported on this and knew better, or at least should have. Like I said in previous videos, it's really sad the amount of adults who don't even know basic law. And I don't know everything, but just basic stuff. How did you miss that as an adult? And you coming on live speaking, making arguments and debates, and you don't even know basic law. Like, be quiet. You shouldn't even be saying anything because you're embarrassing yourself, and that's for real. Anywho, I'm done with this right now. I just want to come show you guys. I wasn't even planning on making a video right now, but I had to report this. The Jane Doe family came out, and I hope that people be in support of her and any other victim that we know are alleged victims that we know are, real alleged victims, because we don't know if their story is true 100%. I'm sure that will come out in court, but I just feel that everybody should be in support of them and definitely hold the people accountable that is playing games in this case. That goes for content creators and the girls that want to come forward and try to get a dime on a case of somebody else's trauma and pain. You're wrong. And Nellyville gonna always speak the truth. Or what, at least what I feel is the truth. And don't come over here with no BS, because baby, I don't think you're ready for that. Anywho, y'all have a good day. I'm out.